Hello, good morning, everybody. I'm trying not to talk too loud because I don't want to trigger my dogs into barking. And usually, if I sound too excited, they will start barking. So I'm keeping it on the low key. I hope everybody's doing okay. I'm trying to figure out if I can see you guys' comments, but it's been a little while. It's been a couple of weeks since I've gone live. And I just wanted to make sure that, hey, Barb, how are you? Can you hear me good? I hope so. I hope so. And I just wanted to kind of touch base with you guys. And even though I wish everybody a happy new year, and I've been praying for everybody, I just wanted to come in person and say happy new year. And I'm looking forward to this year, and I know that you guys are too. God has a lot of things stored for us, not just for me, but for everyone in his kingdom. Amen. So I just wanted to kind of touch base because I've been getting some emails about how to take care of silk. Some questions about how do I wash my flags? How do I wash my shawl, my prayer cloths? And so good to hear. How's the weather over there, Barb? Because I'm in Florida and it's a little chilly. I am actually on sweatpants and a long sleeve shirt, so it's been kind of cool. So going back to the silk, everybody's been asking me, how do I take care of my flags? If my flags get dirty, how can I wash them? If my shawl needs cleaning or maybe freshening them up, how do I do that? I actually had someone wanted to just wash her silks just for the new season. Yes, same here. Same here. It's supposed to be warmer tomorrow in Florida. So we have that cold front. I think Monday's supposed to be one of the coldest days that we're going to experience, but I take whatever it comes our way. So I just wanted to come live and kind of talk about it because it's easier for me to refer people back to the video and for you guys to have this information anyway, because every single one of us want to keep our flags and our shawls nice and clean and freshened up, but at the same time taking care of them, because silk is a protein fiber. It does require care. It could become brittle, and that's how it tears and that's how it breaks if it becomes brittle. So you want to make sure that you condition it. You want to make sure that you wash it every once in a while, and that you keep it stored in a way that it doesn't get exposed to moths, silverfish. I don't know if you guys are familiar with silverfish, but silk is actually it's a protein textile, which it means just like wool, moths are able to get into it and chew on it and chew small holes into it. So we want to make sure that if you are in a place where you're going to see moths or you're going to be exposed to silverfish, which is another, it's like a little slippery, looks like a little tiny shrimp, like a sea monkey that walks on the corners of the wall. Hi, Sue, how are you? Oh my God, Barb, that's cold. So you want to make sure that if you're in a place in an area where you're going to be exposed to there is moths in the air, in your house or in the place where you keep them, or silverfish, that you keep your silk stored either in plastic bags or in a container, or just put away, maybe in a nylon bag or whatever it may be, to protect them from these things. I'm doing good, Sue. God has been good. God has been good. Excited about this year, excited about this new season. And I'm just so excited. I can't even, I'll share a little bit about where we at once we're done here. But God is good. God is really good. So for the shawls, I think that will probably be easier. When you guys, basically the care is the same. The only thing is a little harder with the flags in order for you to clean them, because they're already, especially they're already rotted and they're sealed. So you want to be able to clean the ribbon and everything, and it's a little bit kind of hard to get it in a bucket or maybe get it in the sink. So you may have to do flags in the tub, and if you don't have a tub, you could actually fold it up and put it inside of a bucket. If you have this kind of the flex rods. If you have the other rods, of course, you're going to have to remove the rods. But so what do we do to take care of silk? Because silk is a protein fiber, going back to protein, it means that it's like hair. So like wool, which it comes from sheep, anything, for example, cashmere, anything that it's a protein fiber can be washed in shampoo, hair shampoo. Hi, Brittany. God bless you. It can be washed with hair shampoo and conditioned with a hair conditioner. The reason why is because silk is a lot like our hair. It is silk, mohair, cashmere, wool, anything that comes from an animal source per se, is considered a protein fiber. So when you wash these things, like for example, your sweaters, your wool sweaters and your cashmere sweaters, if you have any, the mohair scarves, anything like that, it is good for you to wash them in your with your shampoo in a sinking cold. Maybe don't go too warm, but in a room temperature water, with just a little bit of shampoo, kind of beat up the water in the sink or in the bucket, whichever it is that you decide to do, and then you're going to put your silk in it. Now this silk, this is my shawl, which I love. My sister Megan from Dye For You made it for me, and I've had it for a couple of years, I believe, or it's going on a couple of years. And it is just beautiful. Now she installed, here's her little label. She installed the tzitzits on mine. So of course you have to take into consideration if you have anything like this attached to your silk. Because I'm washing it by hand, and I'm washing it with not even lukewarm, room temperature water and shampoo, I should be safe to put this through. I don't wash my silks. Many people have asked me if I have washed my silk on the washer and put them in the dryer, and I don't do that. I usually do it by hand. So in this case, I will put this mantle, I will fill up the tub or the sink or the bucket, and I will use the room temperature water, just lukewarm, very, very to the cold side, just enough, room temperature where it's comfortable for the hands. It will be comfortable for the silk. It would not fade it. Hot water will fade your silk. You want to make sure that it's nice and cool, and that you put like a teaspoon of shampoo in it. Now, before you put the silk in the water, you want to make sure that you move that water enough for the shampoo to, because shampoos are thick. Some shampoos can just linger at the bottom. So you want to make sure that you mix that through in the water, and that then once it's mixed, then you put your silk in it. Now, when you put your silk in it, don't scrub your silk as you would when you wash your hand washables. All you need to do is just swirl it around into the water and swirl it around, switch it around. Just make believe that your hand is like the washer. And just swirl it around and swirl it around to the left and to the right. Pick it up, bring it down, pick it up, bring it down. Kind of open it up, just play with it and just soak it and bring it in and out. Now, when you do that, if you see a little bit of bleed from your silk, especially if it's something that has never been washed, don't worry about it. Just continue to do it. And when you take it out, always make sure that your nails are filed so that you don't put a pull on your silk, because you won't be happy if you do. And I identified a little thing here on my nail that's actually picking up on this. So make sure that your nails are nice and filed and they don't have no little stray areas where it could pull on your silk. So once you take it out of the water, you don't want to wring it, because the silk is so, especially the one from the Mammal Way 5 and 8 from the Habotai silk, those two weights are very delicate. So if you do wring your silk, you could shift the fibers on your silk fabric, and what that will do is it will leave a mar on it. So it would be like dented in. I don't even know how to explain it, but you will see a difference on the fiber. It won't be uniform. So when you do this, you basically just pick it up in your hands, and right here, instead of wringing, you are just going to squeeze the excess of the water, and you're going to wring the excess of the water, just squeeze it out. Then you're going to take that water, you're going to, get rid of it, and then fill up your bucket in your sink or your tub again with a little bit of warm water, lukewarm, almost room temperature, and then you're going to add the conditioner. Hair conditioner. Why do we do that? Because just like hair conditioner conditions your hair and keeps it from becoming brittle, it will do the same thing for your silk. And you don't need a lot, not even a teaspoon. You probably like a half a teaspoon into a small bucket of water or the sink, and do the same thing. Kind of beat it up in the water until it dissolves, and then you add your silk. If you don't do that to the conditioner that you add to the water, what's going to happen when you put the silk on in there is the area where the conditioner was settled at the bottom of the silk is going to stick to that area where the silk lands on, and you're going to see a spot, especially if the conditioner that you use is extra moisturizing or anything like that. So you need to make sure that when you put that conditioner in the water that you really beat it really good, so that it blends in with the water and emulsifies with the water, and then you add your silk. And again, you're just going to swirl your silk around that conditioned water, and you're going to feel actually the change in your silk. You're going to feel the softness and everything, just like with your hair. So once you do that, you leave it there for maybe a minute or two, and once you're done, you have to rinse it just like you have to rinse your hair. Just rinse your silk in cold water. And once you do that, again, you wring it, as much water as you could get out of it. And by the way, I'm doing this to my shawl because I do have to do this today, and I don't have a way of holding the camera while I'm doing it. That's why I'm doing it at the desk, because if I had a way of having my camera hold over the sink, I would do it, but I don't have that today. So once you do this and you wring the excess water out of it, you take a towel, and when you do this, I usually go like this. Put the towel here. I actually have it open. And you take your silk, you open it up after you wring it, and you fold it as such, and you put it here on the towel. So now what you're going to do is you're going to wrap your silk in the towel. You're going to fold your towel, and right here you're going to squeeze it. And I usually put it on top of a table or countertop, and I squeeze it really good to remove the excess water. Once I do that, I take it out, and I put it to air dry. Once it's air dry, I take it to my ironing board and I iron it at silk setting. And you could go a little hotter, but to play it safe, because every iron is different, and you don't want to go too hot to where it scorches your silk. You want to start low and then increase the temperature little by little until you feel comfortable with it. Amen. Let's see, do we have any comments here? Okay, so so just make sure. I love to iron my silk. Sometimes I don't wait until my silk is completely dry. I wait until it's just a little damp, just because this way I could iron it, especially this type of material, the charmeuse, that it's really thick. I like to keep the silk just a little moist, just a little damp, so that I could iron it. But you have to make sure that the iron heating set is low so that you don't scorch your silk. So that's for your shawls. And once you do that, once it's washed, conditioned, dried, and ironed, then you can take your oil and anoint it. I have a little bit of oil here, which I'm going to show you how to do it. You want to freshen it up, so you just put a little bit of oil, and it doesn't take much. I mean, basically, you can probably see that. It's very little. Make sure that you emulsify your oil really good in your hands, because again, if you leave it like that and you grab your silk, then you're going to have an oil stain in your silk, which is okay, but you know, it's better when you don't. So how to anoint your freshly washed silk? You grab it in one end, and then just take your hands right here and just run it. And then go on this end and do the other hand, because remember, you have oil on both hands. Now, once you do that, as you are folding your silk to put it away, you still have a little bit of residue. You could wipe it, pray over your silk, just like you freshened it up. Freshen it up with prayer. Give it purpose. Speak purpose over the cloth, over the silk, whatever the Lord leads you to do. And there you go. And then you can store it. I have to say that sometimes the Lord has me wash my silks, even if they're not dirty. If I'm stepping into a new season or into a new instruction, into a new journey, sometimes the Lord just has me wash my silks and just rededicate them for that purpose, that new purpose. So there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to really wait until they're dirty or you feel that they need to be washed in order to wash them. Sometimes the Lord wants you to refresh your instruments and your silks for the new journey that He has in front of you. Amen. So that's how you anoint your shawls. As for the flags, you basically do the same thing. The only thing, like I said, you have a rod. So for me, it's easier to put a little bit of water at the bottom of our bathroom tub and add the shampoo, shake it up, and then just soak the flag in it, switch it up and down. This area here is going to get wet, and it's okay. This is ribbon. There's nothing in here that will be damaged by water. The rod inside is fiberglass, so nothing is going to go wrong with it. Sometimes the ribbon at the handles have people say that they get dirty. I take a soft toothbrush, and with the shampoo, with the same shampoo, I just very carefully take the soft toothbrush and I brush this area here. Then with the same, with a washcloth, I usually, for the ribbon on the rods, I usually take a washcloth, and I don't have one here with me, but I'll use the corner of this towel. So what I do is I grab this area here where the rod is, and I just kind of drag it up a little bit to kind of absorb the water. Now you want to make sure that when you do that, let me see, let me do it this way. Then when you do that, you're not grabbing the silk. If you grab the silk like this with the washcloth, guess what's going to happen? You're going to shift the fibers of the silk, because this is Habotai 5 mama weight, and sometimes Habotai mama weight 8. You will shift the fibers of the silk. So you want to stay away from the silk. If it helps for you to put the flag down on a flat surface and then take your finger with the washcloth and dry that ribbon, then do it that way. But make sure that when you're doing that, to dry the ribbon, that you do not rub the silk, okay? So once you do that with the flags, once you wash them with the shampoo, you're gonna do the same process anyway. You're gonna put the shampoo in the tub. I'm sorry. Hi, Adela. How are you? God bless you. Once you wash your silk on the tub, and your flags in the tub, once you wash all this, you're going to do basically the same thing. You're going to drain the tub from the shampoo water, and you're going to fill it up again, and you're going to add your conditioner. The conditioner, what it's going to do to flags, and this is, you know, for the shawls, it's pretty obvious. I mean, especially if they're the silk, I'm sorry, the charmeuse silk, the thicker silk. It's gonna make it nice and just cozy. It just makes it so cozy. Now for the flags, what I have noticed when I use the conditioner is that they flow so much softer, and they do not keep the wrinkles as much, and there is a sheen that it's left behind that is just amazing when you wave your flags. And also because it conditions the fiber, it tends to be more flexible, so it doesn't mar as much. That's the word that I could think of. It doesn't get those little indentures. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but it, you know how sometimes you get like these little pieces of fabric where it's just kind of like indented in. So when you use the conditioner, it conditions the silk, but it gives it a nice sheen for when you wave it, but also it keeps it from getting wrinkled as much, and also it doesn't get as marred as it would if you didn't. So I love to condition my silks. I do it right after, when you guys order flags from me and I dye them and I wash them, I always condition them before I send them to you. And it's just soft. It's really, really, really soft. So once you take them out of the conditioner, always remember to rinse them. And once you rinse them, you do the same with the towel. The only thing is that this time you are going to, because of the way that the flag is, you're going to do it on the long side of the towel, on this length. And as you place them on the towel, because you do this on a table, but you basically put them on the towel, and once you put them on the towel, I don't know if you could see on this end right here, the flag is always going to be longer than the towel. You take the edge and you fold it as many times as you can, and then you wrap your your towel around it. Now, instead of doing it this way, you're actually going to do it this way, like this. And you're going to squeeze the excess of water. And then once you get it out of there, do the ribbon like I told you. Hang them to dry and then iron them. And there you would have your nice, fresh silks. Do you guys have any questions at all? Good morning, Amber. I know it's cold over here, Lord. It's not as cold as it was in Georgia. We were in Georgia this week, and I had to take my winter coat and my, how do you call, I don't want to say, my, I don't want to say long johns, but you know, you guys know what I mean, right? I had to take that. It was so cold, and I'm coming from Florida. It was like in the 30s or something like that, and at one point it was like in the 40s and almost low 50s, but it was so cold. The cold is completely different, and coming from Florida, you know, it's kind of hard, but anyway. We were in Georgia this week, and the Lord is transitioning us into Georgia. And we're in the process of making some things happen on this end in Florida. And we've been very, very, very busy. My husband and I are so excited, but at the same time, we're like, oh my God, where are you taking us? Where are you taking us? Well, we know where we're going, but we don't know exactly where he's taking us in the spirit. And we are so excited because we know that he's got great things in ministry, and there is a lot of need in Florida, in Georgia. And he has shown us so many amazing things that he has planned. And so in the upcoming months, we'll keep you updated, but in the upcoming months, you know, just know, keep us in your prayers, please, as we take this new journey, as we transition into this new place where the Lord is taking us, in the physical and in the spiritual. We are excited. Yes, thermals, Amber. Thermals. We're excited. It's a new season. He has pointed us into a new direction, and we actually are taking a sabbatical from some areas in ministry, and we have actually, it's a season of pruning, if that makes any sense, where he's closed some doors and he's opened other doors, and now he has to set aside so we could take a sabbatical and just focus on him so that he could guide us and prepare us for where he's taking us, because the calling that he has placed in our hearts is not completely different, but the approach is different. And we have a heart for the lost. We have a heart for those that want to know more of God, but do not necessarily go to a church, not necessarily feel comfortable at a church. He has shown us of people that don't have a church home. We're going out there to reach out to those that do not know him, and that do know him but not necessarily know how to get closer to him, or do not have a place where they can worship. So as we go from Florida to Georgia, keep us in your prayers as he is preparing us, he is equipping us, and he's just dealing with our hearts. And we're in a process of purging the old to make room for the new. Not that the old was bad, but sometimes it's for a season. The things that we had in the past were for that season, and they serve their purpose. So now we're getting ready to receive new things so that we could serve a good purpose in his kingdom, if that makes any sense. Let's see. So all your prayers are really, really appreciated, and we love you guys so, so much. Let's see. Do you ever use fabric softener on yourself for your socks? Yes, I use Downy Unscented. I have used Downy Unscented, and it's the one that it's in a white bottle. And why I like that is because it protects the silk and the fabric fibers, but it doesn't leave a scent, if that makes any sense. So this way, when you anoint your flags and your shawls, only the smell of the oil will remain. And I use very, very, very little. Very, very little. Let's see what else you guys have here. Happy New Year, Adela. Let's see. Rosa, yes, you could wash them. You could wash them. You just have to treat them as something very delicate. And I've washed, I have silks that I have washed. Well, I no longer have them because in this new season that he's taking us, the Lord, as a prophetic act, he had me give away all the flags that I had made up to the point where he released us from some things, from some areas in ministry. So, but I've had flags that for years, and they've always kept. They've never ripped. Never ripped. I never had a flag that ripped. And it's because once you take care of it and you condition them, then it's hard for that fiber to rip because it doesn't become brittle, unless of course it gets cut into something. But if you condition your silks, because it is a protein fiber, it will remain pliable, soft, and flexible, if that makes any sense. So just like your hair, it's a protein fiber, it's just like your hair. So if you condition yourself when you wash them, it will keep them in such a way that you will never have a rip in your silk, and you will never get a hole or anything like that, because it just makes it flexible, it makes it pliable, it strengthens the fiber as well, especially if you use hair conditioner. You could use Downy and laundry detergent, but because it's a protein fiber, when you use the shampoo and the conditioner, it would actually protect the fiber, strengthen it, make it shiny, make it pliable. It works better as of how can I say that, like a preventive, just to maintain the quality of the silk. So yes, you can wash them anytime. Just don't put them in the washer, like I said earlier. I never put my silks in the washer, and I never put them in the dryer. Never put them in the dryer. So Karen, yes, I make silk flags. And yes, I sell them. There, I have a store website on the page. I could probably post it in here so that you could visit our store. Where are you located, Amber? ICG says, you're welcome to join us here. We're blessed to be able to feed and minister to the homeless. Are you in Georgia? Dios te bendiga, Annie. I'm reading through the things. Yes, Karen, that's basically it. You know, the Lord spoke to Wayne and I. He's been speaking to us for the last couple of years, But you know, God shows you a picture and he shows you where he wants to take you. And his time is completely different from ours. So, you know, in our human nature, we want to do things like right now. God shows us a vision and he shows us where he wants to take us. And we completely want to rush into it and run towards that, that destiny. And we learned a couple of years ago that it's his time is perfect and it is strategic, and that it was very imperative that we remain where we were at, because for whatever reason it was that we were supposed to stay there. We were learning, he was preparing us, he was equipping us. And just last year in the summer, he says, you know, get ready because your time is soon approaching. So we've been waiting for a couple of years now for him to release us from where we were at so that we could move forward. And he's done it in such a way that is so strategic. We're so excited that every day that we wake up, we see that end result, that vision getting closer and closer and closer, and we get more excited. And we don't want to rush, but we are full of excitement. And the reason why we don't want to rush is because, like I said, we don't want to miss the journey. We don't want to miss what he has for us through the journey. So many of us focus on the end result, on the finish line, that we miss the journey, we miss the blessings, we miss the teachings, the preparation, the equipping that he has for us through that journey. So right now we right in between, we're so close, but we right in between of that journey, and we're looking into going into Georgia. We're going to put our home for sale here in Florida in the months of April, May. So far, this is the understanding that we have from his instructions. And then we will be transitioning into Georgia in the early summer, if all things go to waste. And also depends on when the house goes for sales. But we're excited. We are so hungry to really deliver the word and go out there. He spoke to us and he says, you know, you're going to be the church with no walls. And at the time we didn't really understood what that meant, but he showed us that we are the church, and that all of us, and I'm not just saying me and Wayne, I'm talking about all of you, everybody. We have the church in us, and it's really important that we go out there and we minister unto the lost, that we minister unto those that don't go into the four walls. So the church without walls is the church that travels and it goes and ministers wherever it's needed, and that's where he's guiding us. And we're really, really excited. Really, really excited. I mean, we do get excited over the things that take place in the four walls and the movements that we see of God. But how exciting it is to see someone come to Christ. How much more exciting it is to see someone see the light, see the truth, experience his powers for the first time, experience his love for the first time. That's a special kind of excitement. And we feed from that. We can't wait. We really cannot wait. So prayers, again, will be really greatly appreciated. We're looking really forward to it. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Barb. New beginnings, Amber. Yes. Yes. It's like, oh my God, where you're taking us. Okay. You are in control. You're going to be. He would not send you alone. If he sends you, he's going with you. So that gives us a peace of mind. When God gives you instruction and he sends you out, he doesn't send you alone. He goes with you. And we're humbled. We're really humbled. It's a little bittersweet, kind of sweet and sad at the same time, because I've been here in Florida since 2000, and he grew up here. He's a Floridian, 100%. So the friends that we've made, we love them a lot and we miss them. But we leave knowing that we are in different journeys, but yet with the same destination. And just knowing that we are working under the same kingdom for the same God, and we are doing the works of the Lord, and we're leading towards the same destination, gives us peace. And you leave, but you never stop loving. So it is a little sad, but at the same time, we're rejoicing. Really? Really? Amber, that's the name of your church? Oh my God. I can't believe that. Oh, wow. Wow. That's incredible. That is incredible. That is incredible. Hi, Nina. God bless you. So do you guys have any questions about the silk or anything like that? Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, let's see if I brought it. If you buy silk, if you make your own silk flags and you buy silks, I buy bulks. Keep them in these plastic bags. Keep them in these plastic bags, because if you live in the heat of, you know, if you live up north and you have to put the heat on the thermostat to heat up your home, the heat will make the silk brittle. So you have to make sure that you protect it, that you keep it in an area where it's nice and cool. You don't want anything in, or have a humidifier in the place that you sew, wherever you keep it, because it's not good for the silk. Also, if you live in an area where there's moths, trust me, they will eat on your silk. I did not know this. We have a time in the year where the moths come into this. When you open the door or window or whatever it may be, and we open the door quite often because we have the dogs and we have to let them out, especially at nighttime. We have to let the dogs out. So you never know when a moth is going to come into your home and start nibbling on your fibers. And it's really important that you continue to keep your silk in the plastic bags that it comes. And when you have your flags, it's also good that you continue to store them in a place where none of these things can get to them. Let me show you. Some of you know I'm an artist, so I actually paint and I sell art. And this is actually, I don't know if you can see it. It expands. Let me bring it small. Okay, so here it is. All right. So this is probably like 30 inches right now, right here. It has a lid. This is for artwork. This is for you to store your art, your plants, and things like that. I bought this at an art store. And you basically carry it like this in the back. The good thing about this is that it's plastic. Nothing is going to get in here. Nothing at all. You expand it, actually gets, let me see, right here. It gets to be big enough to actually carry 45-inch flags, and sometimes a little longer. But yeah, 45-inch flags. It expands to be 48 inches long. And you're able to take, I'm going to take this. When it comes to the flags, I'm able to store like 12 of the flags, silk flags. What I do is I roll them. I'm not doing this right. Hold on a second. There it is. It's kind of funny because on my screen it looks reversed. So the fold that is showing on this side on my screen is showing on this side. So, but what you do is you roll your flags. And I got this one years ago. I had it for, oh my God, maybe 2011. And because it's plastic, it had nothing, it's still intact. So because it's so small, let me take this roll of silk out of here. Because when you roll your silks, they're so small, you actually have enough space in there to put like 12, nice and comfortable, 10 to 12 flags, depending on the length and also depending on the layers. So you have to take the layers into consideration. But what it does is it makes it easy to carry. You could take it to church. To wherever it is that you're going, it's waterproof. Your flags will not get wet. It's just perfect. I mean, it works out. I haven't used this for artwork in years since I found out that I could actually use it with my flags. I got this one in sand flags. I don't know if you have a sand flags in your area, but you could also get it online. You may want to check in Amazon, anywhere where they sell art supplies. And this is what I use. This is what I use. And once you put your flags in, you could actually squeeze it. Like the flag that I just put in there is 36 inches, so you can squeeze it to size. And there you go, voila. So not only clean and wash and refresh and condition your silk, but also keep them in a place where they are safely guarded and protected from from moths, silverfish, or anything like that. Okay, let's see. Around Confidence Churches in Fresno is a church that is healing community. That's awesome, Karen. That is awesome. My daughter lives over there in Florida. I mean, in California. May have to tell her, maybe she can come and visit sometimes. You're welcome, Alverna. I'm gonna, I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I've had it for so long, Barb, but I would look for it, and I would probably put a link under this video. Karen Walker. Okay, Karen, I sure will. I sure will. Oh, you found it on Amazon? Barb, can you post a link underneath? That would be great. And they come in different sizes and different thicknesses, if I remember correctly, but it's really awesome. I really love it. Guys, it's been an amazing morning. I love you guys so much. If you guys have any ideas, I mean, it's a new year. I'm excited. I'm going to be painting on silk in the upcoming weeks. So stay tuned, because I may just pop the camera up and just do live while I'm painting. I have a couple of flags that need to be hand painted. I haven't had to work on hand painted flags in a very long time. So make sure to log in and join me as I'm doing that. Also, we're having a women's retreat event in the last weekend of this month. So I won't be live that Saturday, because we're having like it's an overnight retreat, and we'll be there from Friday Hold on a minute. Let me look at the date. I have so much going on that I forget about the date. Hold on a second. Okay, it would be from the 25th through the 26th. So the next weekend I won't be live because of the event. I will be at the event, but I'm going to try to go live in between. So all exciting things we're going to be doing in the Hidden Place. And it's going to be a night of worship and just seeking the Lord one-on-one, just relaxing. It's a one-on-one. And I said it's a one-on-one is because even though we're gathering as a group, the experience is a one-on-one experience. It's something that it's going to encourage you to get closer to the Lord for this season, for this year, for your life. You know, it's just an amazing, we need to build on that closeness with the Lord. So the retreat is going to be amazing. I'll post some more information. It's going to be in Florida, but this event, which we've done before in New York City, it's this retreat, it's just amazing. It's an amazing experience. Right now I can't even put it into words, but if you ever, I'll probably just go ahead and do a small clip and provide you guys with the information about what we do and what to expect. And if you guys ever want to do it at your church, just contact me. I'm willing to come over and visit, but I'm also willing to share what we do, so this way you guys can also do it. So, and it's called In the Secret Place. But this one in particular is called In the Hidden Place, and I'm excited. So just know that I won't be here on Saturday. You will be in my hearts and in my spirits and in my prayers, but that I will come alive next week. And if you guys have anything that you want to talk about or anything that you want to learn or you're not sure about, let me know and we will do a tutorial. Amen. I love you guys. Thank you, Barb, for that link. And that is awesome. Telescopic drafting document tube. Thank you. I love you guys. Have a blessed weekend. Continue to seek the Lord and just be excited. Be excited in advance for what He has for you for this year. Amen. God bless you. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.